What is going on, squad? Welcome to another episode of the Change Lives Make Money on the Trader podcast. It's your boy B Mark, and in today's episode, I'm joined by my clients for Podchats. All right, so Podchats is my call inside of the 10K Mastermind coaching program for online coaches that are doing anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a month that want to double their business. There's a lot of clients that are achieving a lot of success in this coaching program, and you guys are going to hear from some of them today. Without further ado, let's bring up our first guest. What's up, Jackie Reese? How you doing? You're first. I haven't seen Jackie be first in a minute.
Hello, I'm here. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How are you? Tell me some wins.
I'm doing amazing too. So my win is last month I finished like 13,000 something. So I'm like really celebrating my consistency. I feel like I'm like been consistent with like 12, 13, 15 for the last couple months. So that is my win. My question for you is, so I was just reviewing my numbers from last month in terms of like my closing percentage. It's still really good, but it's dropped significantly since I changed my pitch. So I'm wondering if I should like go back to what I was pitching before. So basically, I didn't do the percentage yet because I was just looking at it now. But I had 14 booked, 13 show, and then 6 closed last month. So what is that like? Right about 50%, a little bit under
45%.
That's good math. Okay. So the month prior, it was like 83. So my question is, should I go back to what I was pitching before since it was like fucking double? I mean, I know like you would say this isn't a problem because 45% is still great, but
Yeah.
I like to help people,
What in regards to did you make more money this month because you were selling more high ticket programs, or was it the same amount of cash collected? Because I believe we changed the pitch so that we could sell more paid in fulls, correct?
Yeah, but that didn't go well for me. So then I switched back. Like last month, I basically kind of beta tested a lot of different pitches. Like I did, okay, let me try a PIF. And I realized I do not have confidence with PIFs because I haven't been doing them at all. Before I was pitching, like if they bought the year, they got 2 months free. And that was going really well. So, but I don't want to like be over giving either. You know what I mean? So that's the pitch I was doing before. And then like last month, I just kind of was like, okay, it's 333 for the year, period. So that was the main difference.
Yeah. Okay. So go back to the pitch that was converting at 83%. Sometimes we make a change in business and the change actually isn't advantageous. And yes, your closing rate over 45% is not a problem. But if it goes from 80% to 45%, then that contextually is a problem because it means you signed half the amount of clients with the same amount of calls. So yes, go back.
Right.
Yeah. So go back to the way it was before.
And you don't think that is too much, the offer that I was doing before, like the 2 months free on the year?
I don't think so because you're signing a client. Like you basically would just have to calculate because instead of 333 a month, you'd probably be getting closer to $300 a month because you're giving them 2 months for free. But then you're still making $3,000 in revenue because you're signing them for the entire year. So 100%, I think that's a good move.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And I feel like once you get under the 300 mark, they're like, okay, it's like justifiable in their head. Okay, cool. And then my other question is, how do you find videos to review? You know how you were mentioning the master class, like of like reviewing other people's videos.
Mhm.
When you're looking to do one of those, like how do you like, say you want to do one on keto, like how would you find a video like that to review
Have you
when
done,
you're searching?
you do content research, right?
Yes, I do a lot of ideation. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that you understand like the base, like just before I give you basic advice, have you typed keto into the search bar? Have you done that before?
I did last night and it was like a rabbit hole of shit that it would just piss me off. But maybe that's what I'm supposed to be looking for.
That is what you're supposed to be looking for. But also another thing you can do is if you type keto into the search bar do it on TikTok and do it on Instagram, you're going to find 2 wildly different feeds, which is cool. But another thing you can do is when you type keto in the search bar, you're going to find videos, but then click on the accounts of the people that made the videos. And it's likely that they're creating other content like that. So don't just look for the videos, look for the accounts of the people creating the videos. And that's likely where you're going to find your gold mine.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. And then are you supposed to tag them into the video to give them credit, even though you're like calling them out?
Nah, fuck that.
Okay. Last quick question. The split screen videos that you've been doing, I really like those. I find them to be very funny, by the way. How do you do them? Like this may be a very basic question, but I've never done one, but I see them. That's like a hot trend right now. How do you do that?
Sammy actually just posted a video in the MDM about it, a quick little Loom video. Do you guys want me to post that in the 10K Mastermind chat?
That would be amazing. Thank you.
All right. Somebody asked me and I'm like, I don't know. I have an editor that does that, but Sammy does it herself and she does it in CapCut. So I got her to film a video and I will send it to the Mastermind chat so you guys have it.
Okay. Thank you so much. That is all. I appreciate you.
You're welcome. I hope you have the best day of your entire life.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
What's going on, Nick? How you doing, brother?
How we doing? I don't know how I'm early. I got like I got second hand raise. This is fucking different. I'm usually in the back of the line.
What a stud. I love that.
I'm taking action, right? And that's really what I want to say. I want to give you a shout out because you guys are pushing me into actually taking some different action and looking at some things in the business. And I think that's really my big win here is that, the needle's moving forward. And last week you told me to do some homework for you to find out and do like an audit of, I guess, like a success audit. couple things that I come back with you. I got some numbers for you, and I just want to run them by you. I don't know essentially what to do with them quite yet, but I feel like they're numbers I should be tracking. So one of the things, since you told me, you said, Nick, you got to start asking. You ain't asking anybody. So I started asking, and so I started tracking all of the hard CTAs, like the hard CTAs, the keywords, keyword this, keyword that. And so with the numbers that I have, I'm just going to run these through you, and I just want to know what you think because I don't know what the hell to do with them. So for June, I had 255 people reach out with my keyword. That's just a combination of all my keywords. 24 of those people actually replied and had conversations. Out of them, 4 of them booked a call. With 3 of them showed, 2 of them paid. Are these numbers I should be tracking going forward now that my fucking Instagram is just everybody's asking?
Mm-hmm. So where do you see the biggest opportunity? Like when you see those numbers?
The reply.
You have 250 people reply for sending you a keyword, and then 25 of those people reply to your message, which means 90% of people that send a keyword don't reply to the initial message. So what's the initial message?
I think it's the same boring message, right? Of like, hey name, thanks for filling out, or hey name, thanks for, I saw you mention your keyword. I guess depending on which one it is, but the one that I've been saying right now is, hey name, thanks. I saw your comment in my post. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions to see if I can help? Or are you on a fitness journey or trying to get back into a routine?
So literally, here's the good news is it literally can't get any worse. It would be impossible for it to get worse, which means that anything that we test is going to be a good thing. So no offense. I probably should have said that first. So are you doing all the DMs yourself right now, Nick?
Yeah, I'm doing them all.
Anybody that replies, I want you to send them a voice note. Anybody that replies, hey, thanks so much for reaching out, Sarah. I really appreciate you. I'd love to know a little bit more about you. Are you currently on a fitness journey right now, or just are you looking to get started? Start the conversation with a voice note. Now, this advice isn't typically advice that I'd give to most people, but also most people don't have a 10% reply rate. So based on the information, like I actually think that sending a voice note initially to start the conversation would actually be a good thing.
Down to try it.
Because bro, if you just fix that, if you get that from 10% to 25%, you 2.5x the amount of sales calls that you book, and you 2.5x the amount of clients that you sign, just fixing that one thing.
Yeah. And it's crazy because going into July, like this is something that I really, now that the numbers are really flowing, and I'm still in conversations with a lot of these people. So that's why like a lot of these numbers where they're replied back and booked, some of them are like, oh, Nick, I'm not really on this platform. I missed this message. So it's like, we're still kind of getting into it. So with that being said, should you say just the voice message? Is there anything else that I should be looking into in regards to like tracking numbers? And Janelle told me to go ahead and say, hey, reply back immediately. What are your thoughts on that whenever they message that keyword?
You say reply back immediately? What do you mean?
So she was saying that I was actually giving too much time away from, like, so say somebody DMs me my keyword core 5 and say I'm in content or I'm in a live stream or something. I can't get back to that person, immediately or like in 20 minutes. So she said that that's where I'm probably missing a lot of the reply rates, is because I'm waiting too long and they're just fucking cold off.
Yeah. It's everybody write this in the chat. Speed to lead is important. Just say speed to lead. Speed to lead is very fucking important. And so the faster you can get to your leads, the more likely they are to book, which is why, like, how many of you guys have ever been in a conversation with a hot prospect and you guys are back and forth in the conversation? You guys know what I'm talking about? And then for whatever reason, you get like busy and then you have to go do something. And then you go back to the conversation to finish the conversation. And then they take 4 hours to get back to you. How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Just say yes in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Speed to lead. You need to stay in that fucking conversation until the call's booked. And also, like, again, this is like, it gets easier when you have team members, Nick, but you just need to know in the back of your head, like the goal is to get that prospect booked in for a call as soon as humanly possible. And so if somebody's in my DMs replying to me, like I'm replying. And like, I used to follow the rule where I'd be like, I don't reply right away, but I think that actually threw that rule out the window. Like I will match their energy in terms of the messages that they're sending in regards to, like, if somebody's sending me 1 to 2 lines, I'll send them 1 to 2 lines. But also my goal is to sell them my fucking program. So if they take 2 to 3 hours to respond, I'll take 15 minutes and then I'll respond. Like I'm not going to take 2 to 3 hours because that would be, stupid as a business perspective. And that was something I used to do. And again, I'm calling myself stupid. So.
Well, it's funny you say that because I took the initiative today and I said, I'm not letting anybody escape for 15 minutes. And I mean, I had my quickest conversion from DM core 5 to booked call to sent video to she's hype. We're getting on a call tomorrow to sell the program. So I was like, okay, this is
My rule, so like I have a rule with my team. Obviously, I have a big team that works with me, Nick. So like I can facilitate this rule. We have a 5-minute rule, which basically means like if a prospect sends us a message, like we expect our team to reply within 5 minutes. Now, again, I have a big team, so you can't necessarily do that, but like you could definitely do like you could try to follow a 15-minute rule. And again, you're not perfect, right? Because you're on sales calls, you got shit going on, you got a life, right? But if you're like, my rule is this, Nick, if I got a hot lead that's like in the DMs, it's like looking to book, and I'm like at the level that you're at, which is like, I want to scale to 20K. And even if it's like 6 p.m., I'm just going to spend the 30 minutes to book that call. And then I'm going to turn my phone off. I'd rather do that than let the call go overnight.
That's a good perspective, because I think sometimes I was just like, I'll pick it up overnight. And I think that's where a lot of those.
And then they just forget to reply. Because you got to think about like, you have to think about people's level of intent, right? When people want to purchase your product, like when somebody sends you a DM, they are interested in your service for sure, right? But they're just interested. And interest is not something that like stays as like a stagnant fucking statistic. Interest goes down over time, right? Because here's the thing. People might be interested in your coaching, Nick, but they don't want to give you their money. Nobody wants to give you their money. Nobody. Everybody likes hanging on to their money, right? So like their level of interest when they initiate that conversation is high. And then every hour that passes, that level of interest goes down. And so the faster you can get that prospect from interested, to booked on the calendar, and then you send them a pre-call video, and then you get them excited for the call. Like we basically want to keep that interest as high as possible. So the way that you do that is by getting back to your prospects faster. So I agree with Janelle.
Makes so much sense. And that's why I just follow the sales mastery and just kind of do just the stuff you lay out. It's there for a reason. Just got to take action. I appreciate you. So I'm going to work on that.
I hope you have the best day of your entire life. Talk to you soon. Bye. Ragnar the Wolf. Whoa, did Janelle fucking tell me that you just joined the MDM? Is that what I fucking heard?
I got a call with her on Tuesday. So yeah, it's looking like it.
Next Tuesday?
Next Tuesday, yeah, the 8th.
Nice. See you next Tuesday.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that. Tell me some wins, bro.
I think it's the right time. We closed at over 20K and some change last month.
20K and some change.
Yep, 20K and some change. So that was fucking huge.
What did you start at 6 months ago?
Nothing. $400. I had 2 clients that paid me $200 a month.
And you just made $20,000 in 1 month.
I made $20,000 all online. I'm not doing anything else. Like all my in-person, I fucking shut down. And so yeah, all online.
Let's go.
Got like 50 clients right now. Yeah, it's going awesome.
Hey, what a stud, bro. I'm proud of you. Good shit.
Thank you, brother. Easy question. So when you hit a bad patch on a boosted post and the lead quality goes down, like the volume's still there. I'm still getting 100 followers a day from the ads. But I hit a thread where it's a little bit lower quality. A lot of people that were disqualifying for financial reasons and just overall, just lower quality individuals as a whole. Do you just kind of wait that out for a little bit, or do you just assume that we've burned through what was there to burn through and we need to change the targeting?
Yeah. So it's actually not changed the targeting. It's funny because Zach talks about, he has a really weird word for it, like the trolls or something. But sometimes you just end up hitting the trolls. Like that's just all that happens. So the first thing that I will do is I will literally turn off the ad and I'll restart it to the same audience.
Okay.
So literally turn off the ad, restart it to the same audience. That's the first thing that I'll do. The second thing that I'll do is you've already proven that this audience works. So
fantastically.
Let's take a different creative and put it in front of that audience.
Okay. I just did that. I just threw I upped the spend to 60 a month and I just threw another $20 on another reel that did really well organically. That was similar to the other one that's crushing it in there. So it's just starting to pick up momentum now. So
I would turn off the current ad that's running, because if you've hit a pocket of, quote unquote, not qualified, then that ad is no longer effective. And then I would reboost it to the exact same audience. That would be the first thing that I do. And then the second thing that I would do is I would create a new creative and I would put that new creative in front of the same audience that we've already proven has been successful.
Okay, cool. And then, I'm thinking like math, like even that one reel has had over 100K views on it.
How big is the audience size? I remember from your targeting, I believe it's 30 to 40 million.
I guess you're right. Yeah. 26 to 30 million.
26 to 30 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking like how many dudes in the US, but no, you're right. I forgot about the audience size there. So we still got a long ways to go in there.
Yeah. And so the way, even for me, bro, so like I target like personal trainers that are certified, that have done NASM, that have done precision nutrition, my audience size is like 7 million. Okay. So, and I'm spending like close to $1,000 a day on one boosted post just to that audience.
Okay.
So, and like we're getting, 50,000 views a day, something like that. But like that audience is just never, it's just never gonna fucking, like, I'm never gonna hit all the people in the audience. And even if I do, I'll just turn off that creative and I'll run a new creative to the same audience. It's kind of like an example I'll give you, Ragnar, is like I run a gym in Kelowna and we have a 7-day free trial ad running to people that live in West Kelowna. And
Sure.
over time, there's going to be a certain amount of people that see that ad. And like everybody write this in the chat, ad fatigue. You're always going to run against ad fatigue. So for me, because there's only fucking 100,000 people in West Kelowna, there's only a certain amount of times I can put the same ad in front of those people that are interested in fitness before they're like, I've already seen this ad 5 fucking times.
Same with your ad with Kenny, where you walk up to him and ask him how much he, and I know you're pushing that for the event, but that pops up on my feed like 5 times a day right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So then
sometimes you can get ad fatigue, but that's only if the audience is really small.
Okay.
So your audience is not really small. Like your audience is fucking big. So I don't think it's ad fatigue. I just think you hit a bad pocket, which is why I would just turn it off and rerun it to the same audience.
Okay, cool. That's exactly what I'll do. And that's what I was wondering, is if those audiences stay good for long term, but it sounds like they do. Okay.
They do.
Cool. All right, brother. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Talk soon, bro. Peace out.
Yeah, I'll see you in the MDM next week.
Let's go. I love it. What's up, Nerman? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you?
Best day of my life. Tell me some wins, bro.
All right. Some wins. Some wins is I have a post that's popping off. It's going really well. And I think that it comes down to me scripting properly for the first time ever, basically.
Cool.
So follow the viral frameworks, and we're at, I think, 180K.
I like that.
Which is, it's unheard of for me, when it comes to these videos, like fitness stuff. But with that comes my question. So I have around 500 keyword comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to know that. Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be pulling my hair otherwise. Yeah.
Okay.
But my question is, like, what is the best way so that I'm not wasting this, right? What would you say is the best way? I think I just need a reminder. Like, how do I best handle this?
Yeah. So it's hard because you never really know which post is going to go viral. But knowing that this one did, it's like, again, I'm going to give this advice to Nerman. This advice is not for everybody, so not everyone should do this. So don't take this advice and be like, I'm going to do this because Brian said so. I'm telling you this because you have a big audience. Knowing that you have a big audience, Nerman, if you're going to post a CTA that you think has a potential to go viral, what I would do is I would run the CTA, they drop a keyword, and then once they drop the keyword, it automatically kicks them a message that says something like, hey fam, thanks so much for your interest in the coaching program. We get literally hundreds of messages on a weekly basis and we don't know who's serious and who's not. So do me a favor and take 5 minutes to fill out this brief application and come back to the chat and let me know that once you're done, and I'll bump you to the top of the wait list.
Okay. So I just assume that they're interested in the coaching, right?
Is the keyword for, sorry, I should have asked this before I gave that advice. Is the keyword for a resource or is the keyword for DM me for coaching? Like what's the keyword? Is it direct or indirect?
Resource.
Okay. It's a resource. Okay, cool. So, and it automatically sends them the resource.
Yes.
Okay. So the best thing that you can do at this point, so I apologize. I thought you were doing a DM specifically for coaching. The best thing that you can do at this point is go back into that conversation and like every single person that fucking hit that resource, just go into your inbox and just say, hey fam, just wanted to check in to see what you thought about the resource. So you can just create a copy and paste message and I would just send it out to every fucking person that got the resource. Okay. Yeah. And then anybody that replies, I would say, are you on a fitness journey right now or just enjoying the content?
Yeah. And then just DM script them, right?
Yep.
Okay. Makes sense. Right. Yeah. Answer that for me. So my second thing is I'm going on vacation and I'll be gone for 4 weeks. What would be the best way to, because it's a vacation, but I still don't want my business to tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've got to create a travel schedule is what I'll say. So identify the things that are the most important for you to do in your business, lead gen, content delivery, and then create like a 2-hour time block where you just commit to doing that every morning. It's like for me personally, when I go on, this is the thing is when you're in the entrepreneur phase and you're in the phase of like the business that you're in right now, Nerman, which is like 10 to 15K. It's like you don't have the extra resources to be able to have like a team to be able to run your business for you. So the fortunate thing about being an entrepreneur is that you get to run on your own schedule. The unfortunate thing is that you can't really ever fully take time off until you have a team. So what I'd say is like I would have a 1 to 2 hour time block where you do 30 to 35 minutes of content, 30 to 35 minutes of lead gen, 30 to 35 minutes of serving your clients. And I would just do that on a daily basis. And that would be my consistent schedule for 5 days a week.
Okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I'll do that.
I also just want you to know that when you're on vacation, you don't want to focus on growing the business. You want to focus on maintaining it.
All right.
You don't want to stress about the fact that your business doesn't go up. If you can go away on vacation and you can still maintain, 8 to 10K a month, that's fucking dope.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll aim for that, but just do the non-negotiables like the DMs and okay. Yep. All right, man. Makes sense. I think that's it.
Okay, bro. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great day. Talk soon.
See ya.
Peace. Mr. Fernandez, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Mr. Brian Mark?
Hey,
Dude,
tell me the good things.
Dude, January, I made $750 in the entire month and I was ready to quit and then joined PT Dome with money I did not have. And man, 5 months later, hit 10K. So very, very happy.
What a stud. Let's go.
And I'm fucking coming to Kelowna to live for a few months, bro, training the Static Nation.
Hey, bro, that's a good move. Get around your environment.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick. When do you come out here?
August 3rd.
Crazy, bro. So you're going to come for the event and then just stay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, that's fucking dope.
Yeah, fucking key, man. My question for you today, dude, is basically last time we chatted, you were like, go sort out your onboarding. And I spent the last month just fucking making it the best onboarding I could, fully automated. That's done. And now I'm back. I'm like, cool, what's the next biggest problem I need to solve in my business in order to get to 30K a month this year? That's my goal. My recurring is currently only at 5,000. And I think that my next biggest bottleneck is calls booked. So I know that I can close. I need to come back and start booking more calls. My content quality is really high, but it's incredibly labor intensive. And so I'm wondering whether I go more the kind of ad spend route and try and bump that up a little bit more. But again, margins are not great right now while I'm kind of also paying down the PT Dom stuff. So also like DM regularity and kind of spending more time in the DMs. I'm trying to figure out where to spend most of my time right now in order to get to the next level.
What's your Instagram?
Fernandez underscore, drop in the chat. Fernandez underscore calisthenics.
Got it. Okay, cool. So yeah, at the level that you're currently at right now, I think it is 100% realistic and sustainable to start investing in follower ads. So taking some of your best performing content, putting it in front of people that are interested in your specific demographic. And
I've been spending $15 a day on that.
$15 a day. Okay, perfect. So well, how long have you been doing that for?
2 months.
2 months. Have you noticed an increase in the amount of calls that you're booking because of the boosted post?
Last month, not really, because I wasn't following through on the DM because I was so deep in the fucking
onboarding.
So deep in the onboarding, but that's done now. So before then, yes, for sure.
Okay, cool. I just want to pause for 1 sec. Nerman, you're viral and you keep growing on Instagram. You don't need to run follower ads if your account is growing like consistently organically. You've got like 180,000 followers. Don't run follower ads. For you, Fernandez, I think it's a really good idea to run follower ads. But if you haven't noticed an increase in calls booked because you haven't had the time to spend in DMs, the number one thing that I'd be focusing on for the next 4 to 6 weeks would be maximizing the amount of calls that you can book with the amount of people that are in your DMs. Because if you haven't really been spending a lot of time in it, we don't have a fucking really effective baseline for how many calls we can book from the amount of money that we're spending on ads.
Right. Nice.
So it would be irresponsible of us to just spend more money on ads because right now we're not even capitalizing on the opportunities that we currently have in the DMs. So if I had your business, what I'd be doing is I would be spending the next 4 weeks and I would be like focusing 100% on getting more calls booked in the calendar by spending more time in the DMs. Once I was able to establish a baseline, Fernandez, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm spending $15 a day on my follower ads. That is able to generate me 7 to 8 calls per week. Then we can look at increasing the ad spend because you know what your effective baseline is. So then we know if we spend double the amount of money on follower ads, does that lead to 10 to 13 booked calls per week? Or does it stay the exact same? If it stays the exact same, then we know that the follower ads that we're running aren't effective campaigns in order to get people that are qualified into the system. So the first thing we need to do is we need to establish a baseline of how many calls you can book with the audience that you currently have. Once we have that baseline, then we start with follower ads.
Okay, gotcha.
Then we increase on follower ads. Sorry, you already started.
No, that's great. So just spit that back to you. So basically just like capitalizing the audience I already have, more time, more speed to lead in the DMs. And then once I kind of max that out and be like, this is how many calls I can book with this one, then it makes sense to dial it up and then expect either a higher return or fix something in the ads. That makes sense?
Yes.
When it comes to ManyChat, I also want to get the speed to lead more. I noticed myself just creating a bunch of different flows and then being like, now I fucking don't know which keyword I have. And then it starts to get a bit rough. Do you make like a new keyword every time, or do you try and focus on, I have 3 keyword flows and that's it, and I just repeat the same keywords over and over again? Yeah,
it's relative. So like for my direct to DM CTA keywords, Fernandez, it's always 10K. Always. Okay. So like anytime it's direct CTA, it's always 10K. Same thing with Chloe and Harry. Like they're in VIP right now. They're people that are speaking to the event. Their keyword, I believe, is game plan. So it's always the same keyword for the direct CTA, but the indirect CTA kind of has to be different keywords because you're giving away different stuff.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, you're not the only one, bro. My ManyChat's a fucking mess. So I literally like every time I make a new, like anytime I have a new resource, I go into ManyChat, I create a quick little flow. It takes me like 30 seconds. But yeah, I do the same thing.
Okay. I'll just fucking do it. Cool, man. That's super helpful. Thank you, bro.
Appreciate you. Talk soon, bro. Congratulations on your success. That's fucking awesome.
Thanks, brother.
Peace. What's up, Dan? How you doing, brother? Dan the
Yeah,
man.
I'm Brian.
Best
got a
day of
win
my life,
for you.
brother. How you doing?
2 days into July and I signed 4 guys on. So
Fucking love that for you.
you know what? Stuff it. I signed 5, got one of them backed out a day later, which is a question I have for you.
Okay, I'm here for you. How can I serve?
'Cause I'm gonna say that's still a win because I got her to sign on, even though she wasn't. All right. So what happened was she signed on, cool. 30 minutes later, she came back to me with the financially, the money came out, and then she just realized she screwed herself and she got too excited on the call. The way I handled it was I don't want to start coaching with a negative foot. So we got on a call. I offered her the lower end program. She was freaking out. She was almost in panic mode that she'd invested this much. And I just pretty much refunded her and was like, you know what? When you're ready to invest, hit me up.
Yep.
Is that how you'd approach that? That's kind of what I was like. I don't want to start it on a negative thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that's a good question. So let's talk about refunds. When I have a client that I'll sign up that instantly gets buyers. So first things first, as I want to talk about preventative measures as much as possible. And I will let you guys know that no matter how much you do preventative measures, it's still going to happen. So my preventative measures, as soon as somebody signs on, I try to cement the sale as much as possible. How are you feeling right now? Nervous? Are you excited? Are you ready? I try to get any nerves that are out of them on the call. And if they are nervous, I will talk to them about it. You're nervous? Totally get it. Tell me about it. Okay. What do you mean by that? Dude, I totally get that. Daniel, you're not the only one. Literally, one of my clients, Fernandez, signed up in fucking January. He signed up. He was literally gave us the last $750 that he had. And, 6 months later, he's got the life that he wants. He got the result that he was looking for. So, I totally get that you're nervous, but I promise you, you're in good hands, Daniel. I'm going to fucking take good care of you. In 6 months' time from now, you're going to be down 20 pounds and in the best shape of your life. So, I try to do that on the call as much as possible. That being said, that's something we can modify in the process and just, if there's any emotions that have come up that are weird, we can just address it on the call so you don't get them afterwards. That being said, let's say you do that, client comes back and they ask for a refund. There's different situations that require different fucking, ways of handling it. No matter what, you did the right move by getting on the call with the prospect. So the first thing that I do, let's talk about my refund policies first. If somebody tries to ask for a refund within 30 minutes to an hour, the same day of the sale, and I have not done any work, typically speaking, I will honor the refund. I'm still going to try to save it, but I'm going to honor the refund. It's just a nice thing to do, right? People get buyer's remorse, they get cold feet. Somebody buys, I do their program, I do their meal plan, I do their training plan, and then they ask for a refund. There's no chance in hell they're getting a full refund. I've already done some of the work. If somebody goes through 4 weeks of my coaching and they ask for a refund, there's no chance in hell. I've already done the work, right? So I will never refund on work that I've already done. That's my fucking rule. It's just will never happen. I used to, and that was when I was a pushover. And then, people just walked all over me because I was a pushover.
Yeah.
So in this specific instance, I think you did the right thing. When I get on that call, what I try to do is I try to hear them out and hear them exactly what they're saying. And I'm like, I totally get it. And thank you so much for being honest with me. And I get why you're nervous. Daniel, let's be honest. How long have you been struggling with this weight loss thing? It's been 3 years. And you just made a decision to completely change that. You made a decision to change your habits. You made a decision to change your lifestyle. You made a decision to start working on yourself. Of course you're nervous. I completely understand. But let me ask you a question. In 6 months' time from now, if you haven't lost the weight and you continue going on the pathway that you're going down, in 6 months' time from now, will you be happy with that? Because the reason that you signed up for this coaching program is because I promised you I will help you lose that 20 pounds. I'm going to be with you every step of the way. I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm going to be your fucking guide, your mentor, your coach. I got you. And I know that you're nervous, but I'll take care of you. And I'll try to save that on that call. Yeah. But if you haven't done any of the work, I'll offer the refund. If you've already done their meal plan and training plan, there's no fucking chance they're getting a refund in the first month. If they're 3 months into the program and they ask for a refund, there's no fucking chance unless they've done everything that you've asked them to do and they haven't gotten any results. If they did their check-in, they did their meal plan, they did their training, and your information that you gave them was dog shit, then yes, you should offer a refund. But if they didn't do their check-ins, they didn't do their meal plans, they didn't check in, they didn't post in the Facebook group, there's no fucking way I'm giving you a refund. There's my job is to do the plan. Your job is to follow it. You didn't do your job. Why should I refund you for when I actually did my job?
We're on the same page. She offered me money for the strategy call. I'm like, nah, I don't need, it's cool. I know you're going through some hard times. Too apologetic. Yeah.
I think this girl will come back and buy. I would even take this to the next level and send her a quick little message on Instagram and just say hey, thanks so much for the time. I totally get you're going through a hard time. If you ever have any questions about fitness, feel free to reach out. I really appreciate you. I hope you have a great day. And, I'm here for you if you ever need me. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Talk soon.
Beautiful. That's what I was doing. And I offered her a free resource on macros and stuff like that. Just something to give her a bit of good grace on it.
Yeah.
All right. You're a legend.
Positive customer sentiment is always a good thing, brother.
All right, cool. One more quick one. I know I never asked to, so I was like, quick. How do I order my calendar? I mean, my calendar is dog shit. It is horrible. I realized I'm wasting a bunch of time, and I've looked online how to audit it. But do you have a way you do it? I was going to go with the half an hour, write it down, see what I'm wasting time on, do that for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Is that the way you do it?
When you say calendar, it depends. Do you actually follow a calendar, or is it all in your head?
It's written down, but it gets mixed up. I'll admit, it's fucking horrible.
Okay, so when you say it's written down, is it written down in a Google Calendar? Or is it written down in your notes?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, okay. It's written down to go, but my times always go way out.
Okay, like what part of your calendar gets like? Do you have your calendar on you?
Yeah.
So when you're like, what part of the calendar gets fucked up? Like, is it like
DMs stretch out?
What's that?
Way too long.
The DMs?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what things do the DMs usually cut into?
So if script writing, so say DMs, I try and allow 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Once I start DMing and people start replying, I'm like, okay, try and reply as quick as I can because I've got the time difference window. So I try and make sure I'm in it. And then that will just go into script writing time, or I don't know, time where I try and do content of the 10K stuff. It just goes on all day. And then before I know it, I'm like, man, this has been going for like 4 hours. I'm trying to reply to people.
Yeah. So this is like, I think this is less about auditing your time and more about, this is what I think you should do, Daniel, is if you have a Google Calendar, I'm going to give you your homework. Your number one goal for the next 7 days is to stay integral to that Google Calendar. Then I want you to keep track of where you lose integrity with the calendar. Now, this isn't to punish you. I'll tell you how I do it, Daniel. If I set aside a certain amount of time to do a certain task in my calendar and I do my best to stay integral with that task and I end up bleeding over it, and it was for a good reason, that might be an indication that I didn't allot enough time for that task in my calendar. So it's not that I suck. It's just the fact that like I need to fix my flow. So I will do that until I have a calendar that actually flows, that I can actually stick to. So the number one priority to audit your calendar is to like take a look at your calendar and like do your very best to stay within the parameters of the calendar. And if it ever bleeds out for whatever reason, once a week, Daniel, on Sunday, I want you to sit down and ask yourself like where it bled out. And maybe you just keep notes of it throughout the week. So like, on Wednesday, you're like, okay, so like today, I was supposed to do script writing. I ended up bleeding out into my DMs. My DMs actually took me 2 hours instead of 1 hour, but I did end up booking 2 calls. So it was for a good reason. Then on Sunday, when you sit down, you can take a look at your notes from the previous week. You can ask yourself what kind of interrupted the flow. Then you can adjust next week's calendar to include some of the things that need to happen and also maybe be more disciplined in some of the stuff that you were avoiding. And then every week, your goal is to get as close to 100% integrity with your calendar. Because I can tell you, bro, one thing that I do have is like, I'm 100% integral to my calendar, 100%. If it's in my calendar, it gets done. I don't miss on it.
All right.
Ever.
So do you let DMs slip over if you got someone's hot? So if I say I'm doing script writing and I've got someone that's replying, obviously we want to slip that in. So how do you not let that take over? I know this, I'm sure that's basic, but it's like
no, I get it. You're asking a really fucking great question. And like that's like it's if you've got somebody that's replying in script writing, it's like this is where it, like you have to be outcome based on everything that you do, not just DMs. Yeah. So like when you sit down to write scripts, how many scripts are you sitting down to write?
I'm trying to pump out like 5 or 6 or 7 if I can.
Okay, so 7. So let's just say it's 7. Okay, so you're committed to writing 7, right? That was a great question, by the way. I feel like a lot of people are struggling with that. So the outcome is that you're going to get 7 scripts, right? That's the outcome. So that's why you're doing a 2-hour script writing block. So let's say you're in the 2-hour script writing block and you tend to get distracted because you have a hot prospect replying. That's fine. You can reply to that hot prospect, but you still have to hit the outcome of 7 scripts.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like all the work that I do has a specific outcome attached to the work. So that's fine. Yes. You can fucking go and you can literally like reply to that person and get them booked in. But then when you go back to script writing, you have to get your 7 fucking scripts.
That works. All right. Set a definitive number that you're hitting. And then if I can't hit it, allow more time in the calendar.
Exactly.
Good man. Thank
you.
You.
The thought process makes sense though, because the reason that you're doing that, Daniel, is because you're outcome driven with the DMs. You're like, I know that I need to reply to this prospect so I can get them booked in for a call. So you just need to be outcome driven with the other tasks that you're doing as well.
Done. Thank you.
Bro. Appreciate you. Much love. Bro. Peace. What's up, Judith?
I don't really have a win this week, I guess it's just kind of getting prepped. I got knee surgery yesterday, so I'm a little tired, but still wanted to show up. I have a few questions that I kind of want to go through.
How much did you make last month?
I think it was $13K.
How much did you make 3 years ago online coaching?
Like 5.
5K? What about 5 years ago?
0.
When?
You're
13x your income in 5 years. Yay.
Like, yeah, I know. I sometimes I forget about that. I'm like, I need to hype myself up a little bit more. But for today, so I with this knee surgery, I'm like, I don't really know how to go about content. I batched a little bit of it, so that's one thing that I was trying to think ahead, and it was crazy. We flew to Texas, got back, and had surgery the next day, so it was wild. But what are your thoughts, suggestions of what I can do when it comes to content? I was thinking about just vlogging my like
Yes.
rehab
Yes.
and okay, and just kind of day 1, day 2, day 3.
Yes.
Okay, and just posting all
And
of it.
like vlog the struggle. Like vlog the fucking, it's probably hard to walk right now. You probably can't even walk right now. I don't know if you can or not. I'm just making that
No,
up.
I can't. I literally have crutches like right here.
Yeah. So literally vlog that, because like
Okay.
as fucked up as it is, people enjoy seeing the struggle, not just because they want to see you suffer, but because people can relate to the struggle. And when you go through the transformation and you're back in the gym, 2 reasons why vlogging is going to be a fucking really good move for you, Judith. Number 1, you're going to be able to instantly relate with your audience, and you're going to show them it's like, just because you're injured doesn't mean you're fucking eating McDonald's every day, which I think is cool.
Yeah,
Um,
no.
so that's cool. Just showing that like, hey, my leg might be messed up, but I can still choose healthy habits. So no matter what you're going through in life, whatever. But it's also cool because when you're fucking Judith that's deadlifting heavy shit again, then you can literally do transformation videos of you knee surgery to deadlifting in a year, and that's going to be banger. So the more videos that you get right now, the better. You're like, you're set up for massive success.
Okay. I like that. I guess another thing, so I have not done DMs like in the past few months, if I'm being honest. Like I've been chilling with my clients, have my assistant coach, like I've been doing my thing. People have come to me. So with that, what do you suggest with like, should I be doing DMs and just like nailing that and just getting on calls as much as possible?
I hate to be direct, but what else do you have to do?
Literally nothing. I don't know.
Exactly.
That's like,
Fucking
okay,
exactly. Okay.
okay. I have no
Exactly.
other excuse.
You can't fucking, it's not like, yeah, you're nothing else to fucking do. You're fucking sitting down all day. You may as well. Fuck it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm currently doing a 6-week challenge. It
I want to
ends.
tell you a story. One sec. I want to pause.
Sorry.
One of my clients in VIP, her name's Ashley Conrad. She went through something very similar to you. She ended up, had to go to the hospital for a surgery. She ended up being in the hospital for 3 months. She ended up hitting $40,000 a month, which was a record month for her by like 3x, because she had nothing else to do except spend time with her business. So this could be the biggest blessing that you've ever asked for, even though it's obviously a major adversity right now. It doesn't have to suck. You can come out of this like in a really good spot. Just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I have a positive outlook on all of this. I'm like, rehab, no big deal. I'm just glad everything's getting, fixed. So, I mean, nothing negative. I'm excited for all the rehab things. But for the 6-week challenge, it ends next week. What are your thoughts of after that? I'm definitely going to try to, of course, gain some clients from that. But would you suggest doing like to get a little bit more leads in for not just me, but my assistant coach? Would you suggest doing like a free 4-day challenge, free 14, or possibly a master class? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
How many clients does your assistant coach have?
I think she's at almost 20 right now.
Okay. So 14-day challenge is a no, because if she's already at 20, then there's too much work for free. 4-day challenge or masterclass is a yes.
Okay. How would you run a masterclass and kind of like get eyeballs? Like same thing that you would do for a 4-day?
It would be the exact same promotion schedule that you would do for a 4-day challenge. The difference is you would basically condense it down into like, instead of 4 days, you would do it in 1. You can follow a very similar structure for the actual class as the 4-day challenge, because the 4-day challenge structure is really good for converting. But the difference would be, it would have to be a longer presentation. So like I try to make my master classes 30 to 45 minutes of value. And for master classes where you're like, like for fitness coaches, I'll give you the specific fitness coach advice. You want to make it a holistic approach. You want to talk about your a nutrition approach, a training approach, and then a lifestyle approach, like whatever your core pillars of your program are. And you want to give a full picture of like what it takes to get XYZ result, whatever your masterclass promises. And then after each secret, you want to demonstrate clients that have used this secret successfully. So the whole thing is like basically a sales pitch, essentially. You're talking about your program, and then not your program. You're talking about how to get results, which is also what you offer in your program. And then you're showing clients that have used this specific formula in order to get results. And then at the end, you're going to offer a free strategy session for anybody that's on the masterclass right now. You're going to give them a free strategy session. You're going to give them a custom assessment based on exactly what they need, so that they can walk away with a game plan based on everything you talked about in this class.
Okay,
and then this is really important. At the end of all your masterclasses, do a Q&A. The reason you do a Q&A is because you can actually get your assistant coach to type questions into the chat box, or you can get one of your clients to type questions in the chat box, or somebody on your team that are related to your coaching, that are related to the strategy session. Like, hey, I want to hop on a call. What's the call about? You can literally get people to fucking ask questions about that in the chat. And then you can answer the questions for the public, which is basically going to answer the questions for people that are on the fence about booking a call. Like, yeah, basically the calls for da. So I get my team to ask buyer questions on masterclasses, and then I answer buyer questions on masterclasses, which gets more people to book calls. I also will do a Q&A because as people are asking me questions, I'll be like, you should book in, Judith. Book in for a quick chat and we can talk about this.
Okay. And then how about like what platform would you use? Are
Zoom.
you okay, yeah. I should double check. Okay. Perfect. That was really it.
Cool. I love that for you. There's lots of good things going on, even when it feels like it's a little dark outside, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you're making $13,000 a month. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you. Bye. Hello, Marilyn Molina. Tell me some wins.
Hello, Brian. Wins is that I'm getting ready to have his baby in 4 weeks. And
Wow.
things are progressing, and I'm
Can we all give
planning
Marilyn
on-
some love for being freaking 8 months pregnant and still showing up these coaching calls? That's gangster.
Thank you. So that's my win, and I have somebody like one of my friends is helping me as well, and so I feel more confident that everything is going to run smoothly while I'm gone. So I'm going to have a C-section, so it's a surgery, so it's a little bit more of a intense like recovery. But with that being said, one thing that I'm a little nervous about is just like my content, just to pre-plan. I feel like I'm like planning everything, like challenges for this month, challenges for next month, community stuff, like planning for the people that are going to be helping me. And I'm kind of like leaving off content and like not planning for that. And I'm kind of feeling this like overwhelm over me. So my question for you is like, how can I plan for the next 30 days, I guess for August? Or like what's the best strategy for like 30 days? Because I kind of do my content as I go, like for the day type of thing. It's kind of like one of my like non-negotiables for the day type of thing.
Mm-hmm. So the good news about this is that at your level, you should be batching content anyways. So what I would do do you post a lot of reels or do you post a lot of written posts?
Doing reels right now, and with the written on top of it.
Okay. So what I do, Marilyn, when I'm busy AF, AKA stuff like you're going to be, I'm going to classify this as busy. Like whenever I've got a lot of stuff going on, like you're going to have a lot of stuff going on in the next couple months, is I will go, I'm literally just I got Nick to do this today because I'm going away on a family camping trip. I will go grab 15 of my best performing reels in the last 6 months. And those will be some of the posts. So like it will be, post and then repost, post and then repost, post and then repost. So I just repost 15 of my best pieces of content. So go grab 15 of your best pieces of content that you've posted before. Just favorite them in your photos in your phone. You want to post the original video because if you download it and repost it, the quality is going to be down.
Okay.
And then I would set aside 3 hours on like a Saturday and get your husband involved because he has to do whatever you ask because you're pregnant. And then I would just do all of your reels in one day. Just pre-plan 15 reels. You can use the Content Mastery AI to help you with that if you're struggling with coming up with all those ideas.
That's what I'm struggling with, and that's what I was going to ask you, but I'm assuming that's probably in that training.
Yeah, the Content Mastery AI. So for everybody on the call, if you haven't used it, who's used the Content Mastery AI? Say yes if you have. It's in the portal and there's a training on how to use it. And it's basically like it's Brian's brain in ChatGPT. So yeah, use that to help you come up with the 30 ideas. Or sorry, you only need 15 ideas because you're going to take 15 reposts and then you just need to film 15 pieces of content and just like that, bam.
That makes it sound so much more doable. So
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll do that. Now, my other question for you is about DMs. I know, like, I don't know if it's you who suggests about doing like voice memos for
Yep.
DMs. Would you suggest that to be like the first one? Like, for example, if I get a new follower, send him a voice memo, or
No. So I gave that advice specifically to Nick because his reply rate is 10%, which is not good. So I gave that advice specifically to him. I think DMs are best done somewhere in the middle of the script. And there's not a specific place. It's just like, the prospect opens up about something, sending a voice note. But I think for me personally, whenever, this is not an exaggeration, when I get a video message or a voice note from somebody I don't know, I block them because I know they're trying to sell me something.
yeah,
I don't even know, but block. So I know they're trying to sell me something. So for me personally, what I do is I'll have the conversation. Then once the conversation's flowing, then I'll send a voice note, but I don't do it immediately.
What about for people that like have not responded to you? Do you
Yes.
Should I go back and send a voice memo or a script one?
First things first is when somebody goes to you, the first thing you do is go like a message in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing you do is go leave a comment on one of their Instagram posts. Third thing you do is you can send like a funny GIF, like a wave GIF. Hello, still there? Something like that.
Okay.
And the fourth thing you would do would be like, hey, just wanted to check in and say good morning. That would be like the following day. But
Okay.
you don't need to send a voice note.
Okay. And just can I ask you one quick last
Yep.
one? Okay. For
You're pregnant. You can do whatever you want.
yes, that's why I like being pregnant. That's one of the reasons. So for July 4th, doing a just a flash sale, and I've had a lot of calls in the last couple months because I had the free challenges, and some of them, was the price objection. So I was thinking of just sending them a message, like, hey, like I got this going on. Like, do you think that's a good idea? Text them about the flash sale that I'll be having for July 4th.
It's a very good idea. Yes.
Okay. Do you have a framework for that?
I would just there's for me personally, when I'm reaching out to prospects about a flash sale or anything, I like to get a reply first. So are these people you've already had a conversation with?
Yes.
Okay. And this is over Instagram DMs?
Some IG, some text, because we got on the phone call and they said like I had the price objection.
I'm typing it in the chat. If they had a financial objection, I would say that.
Okay.
And then if they didn't have a financial objection, I would say this.
Thanks for typing it. That makes it so much easier.
And then if they didn't have a financial objection, I would say this.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's all I have for you.
Have the best day of your entire life.
Thanks. You too. Bye.
Bye. What's up, Q Rush? How you doing, King?
What's up? What's up? You hear me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Better now. I have a question now. I had to think of one, but I first wanted to say this is the first time, because you talked about earlier, that I felt like I had a little buyer's remorse, and not because of you, the coaching of the program, but just more of the commitment to the money.
Mm-hmm.
And I had that moment of like, every time I leveled up, it's been in this moment right here. Like when I left 24-hour fitness to work in a gym, I was like, am I making the right decision?
Mm-hmm.
And then I doubled my income. When I fucking quit my gym training to go online on personal training, online training, leveled up again. So I know that like it's scary as fuck, but I'm gonna stick with it. And I can't imagine asking for a refund and going back to the CLA. So just not gonna happen. So appreciate your coaching and everything.
Wait. I want to pause on that. That's a good point. I literally just did a video about this. Anybody watch the video I just posted on my Instagram? Just say yes if you watch the video I posted on my Instagram. Might not have. Literally just a video about this. Guys, when you feel scared as fuck, when you're like, holy fuck, this is too much. I don't know if I made the right move. I don't know if this is the right fucking decision for me. I'm risk. This is a big fucking risk. I don't know if I'm going to be able. That's where the fuck you grow. So I just want to fucking hammer that point home. The fact that you fucking had that feeling means that you're in the right place. Most people back down from that feeling though. Most people are like, like I got this thing going on. My kid has got he got a tooth that he needed to get pulled. And so that's a priority for me right now. And then my cat's got diabetes. So I got to take care of my cat. And that's a priority for me right now. And they find any sort of fucking excuse to back out of commitments that they make because they get fucking scared. I get it. That's the point. Everybody write that in the chat. That's the fucking point. You're supposed to be scared.
Yeah.
If you weren't fucking scared, you would stay like everybody else, working 9 to 5 like everybody else, make the same amount of money as everybody else. Just hang out with everybody else that understands your situation. They're like, yeah, that's fucking crazy that you did that shit, man. Hang out with those people. Nah, bro, you a fucking big dog. Welcome to the big leagues.
Appreciate that. It was definitely exactly what you said. It was like the other things that I've been putting off, like car shit or whatever. And then I fucking,
Exactly.
And then I joined the
your
10K.
Your brain starts going fucking
all this other shit. And
Yeah.
then I'm like, but like I said, where I'll be in 3-6 months, a year, I won't even be tripping about this.
Exactly.
That's what
And now pause. I'm going to fucking say one thing. Your ass better be on my fucking calls every week. I'm going to say that. I'm just going to tell you. Everybody say Q Rush, you better show up in the chat.
I always show up.
I'm just saying because the investment's part of it, but it's also a fucking energy thing. You got to give me your all of it.
That's not an issue. That's not something I'll commit to it because that's not even something I'm worried about. I show up.
Okay, good.
So my question, I guess, and I think I know the answer now. I just looked at the dates. So my lead, I'm not getting inbound leads. I know it's a content thing.
Yep.
So I'm going through content mastery. I'm not stressing that. I'll get better with that. But my thing is last month, was basically I had 4 record-breaking months in a row and then my slowest month last month of the year. So I want to run a 14-day challenge, but I'm traveling the end of the month. So I just looked at the dates. I think I could do one the 13th for the next 2 weeks. You think that would be a good idea to put something like that on and just try to fill it through the DMs?
Yep. I think that's a great idea. And especially because your goal is to make more money. I think that's a fucking great idea. 100%.
Also, my last 3 challenges averaged 4K.
Yes. And also notice how your brain plays tricks on you. You had 4 record-breaking months in a row, then you had a slow month, and you're like, fuck, shit's going fucking sideways.
Well, if I made the investment.
Yeah.
My income cut in half. I know it's a 1 month thing, but now I'm like, and I haven't booked any calls yet.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck.
So now I think it's a fucking great idea to run a 14-day challenge, 100%.
All right, cool. I'm just gonna promote that next week and then start it on the 13th. Could I leave the 30th? So that would be a perfect 2 weeks.
Do you want my advice? I think you should fucking get it going like this week. Start promoting it the weekend and like try to get it started by like next week. Because it's Wednesday, July. What is it right now?
Well, we have 4th of July Friday. That's why I wasn't gonna do it.
I agree with the 4th of July Friday. So like you could launch it over the weekend. You could launch it over the weekend, start promoting it, and then like start letting people into the challenge group next Friday so that they can go grocery shopping and meal prep, and then their meals start 14th to the 25th. That way.
Oh no, that's what I was thinking. Okay. I was thinking starting it on the 14th.
Okay, cool. Same page.
That's what I was thinking. Could I leave the 30th?
Yeah.
So I wanted to do it for those 2 weeks, and then it will give me a couple days to have like sales calls and things like that before I leave, and then I'll still work when I'm traveling, but I don't want to do a challenge when I'm trying. I did that once, and that was the worst mistake I've ever made. Doing a challenge on vacation was not fun.
All right, pause. I'm not done with you yet. I'm looking at your fucking Instagram feed right now. May 1st, May 5th, May 6th, May 7th, May 8th, May 14th, May 15th, May 19th, May 26th, May 28th. What the fuck, dude?
Yeah, content's been trashed a lot.
What the fuck, dude?
I talked to Janelle about it. It was one of those like I was not liking the content I was making. That's why I'm so happy I did the avatar thing. My content was trash, straight up. So I was like, luckily, but I was making really good money. I had those record-breaking months even during that time because the DMs were popping, but the content was crickets.
Yeah, but also, bro, if you suck at content and you're not happy with your content, that doesn't mean post less content. It means post more content because the more volume that you have, the better that you'll get.
I guess I wanted to dial in who I was speaking to because it was super fucking generic. And so
that makes sense. Do you feel like you have it dialed in now?
Oh, I feel great or a lot better about it the last week or so. No, I literally filmed 7 videos yesterday. I posted one today. I'm editing the rest or as many as I can today.
What's your commitment to posting? Like how many videos are you going to post per fucking week?
This week I'm posting Monday through Friday for sure. I want to commit to doing that. I want to say 7 days a week, but I also want to build confidence in myself. Okay. So I was like, Monday.
So you're going to post 5 days a week. I'm going to give you a commitment 5 days a week, every week for the next month.
Trying that down. That's what I was committed to in my head, but I like that it's out loud into the world now.
Yeah. Key Rush just committed. You're telling me you're having a hard time booking calls. My job is to make you more money. So I'm going to hold you accountable to the actions that will do that for you.
Well, I showed up. So 5 days a week, all content. I was thinking just reels. I do other content, but I'm counting the reels in my head. So Are we counting any post?
Any post.
Only written posts I do are like testimonials. All right, that's good. I just wanted to get your idea on the challenge, and then also just speak that your boy was scared of shit, but I'm sticking with it.
Bro, good. If you're and now that you're here, I'm gonna hold you accountable because I see you making $10,000 a month every month. It's like I'm gonna hold you accountable to that, which means you need to be accountable to the actions that are gonna get you there. Which means if you're not accountable to the actions that are gonna get you there, you bet your ass you're gonna be getting a voice note from me.
For sure. Well, hopefully I don't get a voice note from you unless it's to tell me good job. So
I see greatness, bro. Okay, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Appreciate you, fam.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
Peace. What up, Kathy? How you doing? Tell me some wins.
Hey, hi, Brian.
How you doing?
Good. It's so good to be here. I haven't been on one of these meetings for like a month, so I'm excited to be here and tell you the wins. So my first win is that, I had in-person clients up until like September of last year. I decided that I needed to cut back on in-person to build the online. Clearly that worked because in January I hit my first $11,000 month, but then I was still holding on to 2 in-person clients and I finally let them go yesterday. So yesterday was the last in-person sessions that I did. So I'm fully online now and all of my attention is going to online. The other win that I have for you is that I've hit over 10K almost every month this year. So yeah.
Let's go. I love that.
Thank you. And May was my first 20K month. So May was a record month. I didn't get to tell you that win personally. I told you over Facebook, but I don't think you saw it.
I sure as fuck did see it. I also pinned it on my reel.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Yeah, I really wanted to let you know that, yeah, everything's working out really well. Last month was $15,000, which was also great.
I love that.
So yeah, things are going well. Okay, so my question is, I'm struggling with content and it's last month was really bad with content. So somehow I'm still getting 150 to 250 followers per day, even though I've only posted last month 7 times on my reels. I guess it's my stories bringing in people because I still post on my stories and I talk a little bit more personally about my life and things that are going on. But I'm struggling with sharing my personal life on my regular page. And I'm hoping that you could maybe help me with a content schedule, like maybe something like give me like actionable steps, like, okay, on, you know, post your grocery store stuff like 2 times a week and then focus on this like the other days. Hoping to get like some structure going.
Mm-hmm. You know what's funny is the connection reels on your page are fucking crushing, but then I realized that they're all posted from Brandon, and it's because I bitched Brandon out for not posting connection content.
That's exactly it. Yeah, it's all like stuff that he's posted. So
and the only reason he's posting it is because I fucking made him. It's hilarious.
yeah, and it's all like about me, which is it's fine, it's cool, it's nice. But I also feel like I'm a little bit boxed in. Like I'm feeling like, okay, Brandon and I
no. You box yourself in.
Yeah, I did.
You box yourself in. The only reason you box yourself in, and this is not a bad thing, Kathy. So this is the good news. The good news is you built an audience, so they're going to resonate with whatever you put out. Okay, so that's the good news. I also think that the only reason you're boxed in right now is because you know the grocery store videos work.
Yes,
but I'm assuming you don't love doing grocery store videos 5 videos a week.
No.
Exactly. So that's why you're boxed in right now, because you're like, okay, I found a constant style that works really well, but I also don't like doing it all the time. So now you're like, what else do I do? And you're like, fuck. So,
and I also want to have like my own voice. Like I feel like my content is kind of like meshing in with Brandon's, where it's like we're both making the same stuff. I did have one reel that it gave me 21,000 follows in January. This was like January. I had 5.
One sec. I'm going to stop you there. Fuck the follows and fuck the views. Okay.
Okay.
Fuck the follows and fuck the views. You just told me that you want to find your voice on social media.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with followers and views. Nothing.
Okay.
Nada. Yeah. I just posted a video on my page, Kathy. Go watch it after this video. And it's one of my most, it was like this, it's the second video on my page right now. And it's just me sitting down in the backyard talking about my view on success. That video is like 4 minutes long. I know for a fact that video is not going to go viral. I'm absolutely certain. But I also know for a fact that like that is fucking actually me. And like, that's what I want to post on my page is I want people to see who I am. I want them to see my perspective on life. I want them to see how I view things. So 1 video a week, I want you to just talk to your fucking selfie, like literally do a selfie video. The first video that you're going to do is you're like, hey guys, I just wanted to be transparent and let you guys know that like, first of all, like the grocery store videos, I love that you guys get value from them. And I'm going to keep doing them because I know that you guys get value from them. But I feel like because I've been doing them for so long, I feel like I forgot to just share my opinion and my perspective. And I want to come on here and just start sharing my voice and sharing my opinions and sharing, you know, some of the things that I'm working on and sharing, you know, about my relationship with Brandon and sharing about some of the struggles that I go through. And this video is just literally a commitment, just saying to you guys that like on my Instagram, I'm going to be posting more stuff about my personal life. I'm going to be posting more stuff about, you know, my life outside the grocery store, my life, like my life in the gym, you know, my like love for fitness. I just want to share it all with you guys. So this is just a video of me committing to you guys that I'm going to be posting more stuff about me, Kathy. And I hope that you're along for the journey. And thank you so much for following.
Okay. That's okay. It sounds simple.
It is. It's because it is. You just plug up your fucking phone and you talk. But like the reason that it's hard for you is because you're thinking views, followers, and you need to turn that off.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's
about views and followers.
Because I'm always trying to like think of like trying to go viral or trying to like.
So like there needs to be 2 different types of content you create. You've already got the viral content.
Yeah.
Okay. You got that. Value viral. Got it. Mm-hmm. No connection. 0 connection.
Right.
So like that's what you need to focus on. Like the next 60 to 90 days, you're going to be posting 2 posts a week that are connection-based pieces. One of them is going to be a talking video of you selfie into the camera. Even if it takes you fucking 50 times to record it, I don't care. You still need to post it. And the other one, it can be like a swipe over of like your full day of like a day in the life of you as a fitness coach. It could also be like all the meals you eat in a day. It could also be like what your workout is for the day. It could also just be a fucking photo of you after the gym talking about, you know, your fitness journey. But like one of them is a video of you just talking to the camera, and one of them is a photo of you or a carousel of you just sharing about you as a person or about your relationship with Brandon or anything.
Anything. Okay. Yeah.
So at least 2
I don't know why
grocery
it's
store videos
so-
a week, and then 2 of them are connection-based pieces of content. The other one's a social proof content. Bam, you got 5 posts a week.
Okay. Okay. Wait, repeat how many grocery store ones?
2.
2. So what do I do? So you said 2 grocery, 2 connection, and what do I do
One
with the
social
other?
proof.
1 social proof.
Yep.
And that's it. 4 or 5. Okay.
That's 5. Yep.
Okay. I can do that.
Cool.
All right. Now that you told me, I think I'll have a better plan going forward. The same thing happened when I went to content audits with Cole. Cole's just like, stop being boring. And I was like, okay, let me turn it up a notch. And it worked out really well. So I'm hoping that this will do the same. So thank you.
I got you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Congratulations on quitting your job. That's fucking awesome.
Thank you. I'm
You're
excited.
welcome. We'll talk soon. Bye.
We'll talk soon. Yeah. Bye.
Katie, what's up? Tell me some wins.
Hey, wins for this week would be a lot of client success happening. Like progress photos are coming in and they are like really fucking good. So that's always fun. And also, one of my clients that signed in March, she just asked me about an extension for the rest of the year. So that was really exciting.
Let's go.
So I'm excited about that. Okay, so my questions are number 1, I want to have a mid-year flash sale. And I'm just wondering, like, I keep seeing other clients of yours and they're like 1 day only pricing. How do you do that if you're also supposed to like get on a sales call? How do you honor that 1 day sales?
So typically the way that I do it is anybody that books the call on that day is eligible for the discount.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anybody that books the call on that day. Yep. So anybody that books the call on that day. And I also think that's a really effective way to run flash sales, Katie, because it gives people urgency and scarcity on why they need to take action now and not later.
Okay.
So I do like doing that. So it's 24 hours, and then anybody that books the call on that day is eligible for the discount.
So 24 hours. So if I posted it like today, then it's good until 2:15 tomorrow.
Yep. And then I put a countdown timer on that too on my story.
Okay. And then I just had a client sign up like last week, I guess. She paid $800. So she paid half of it for 16 weeks, and then she's going to pay the other half halfway through July. But she's not actually starting the program till July 28th. And she just messaged me today and she's like, I just had a bunch of stuff come up financially. What's your refund policy? And I was like, I don't have a refund policy. Like, I don't give refunds. What can we do to work together on this? And she's like, yeah, I thought you were going to say that. I just have so much shit going on right now. It's a huge bill, blah, blah, blah. How do you handle that? Because I'm kind of firm, like, no.
Yeah.
It says right in my Stripe thing, no refunds.
I agree. Yeah. I completely agree with that statement. So what I would do with this client is, are you texting, or are you, what are you guys doing right now?
Just on Facebook Messenger.
Okay. So I would just send her a voice note and be like, I completely understand that you're going through a hard financial situation right now, and I can honor that and appreciate that. I would like to honor the 16-week commitment. However, like if you are, the minimum that we'll do is like, you've already invested the $800 for the 16-week program. So like, I will help you for that 8 weeks, even though this isn't something that I typically do, because I would require an upfront investment for the full 16 weeks. I will do my part and I'll do my responsibility, and I'll help you out for that 8 weeks. I'll go above and beyond for you. I just ask that, when we do start on July, that you give it your very best for 8 weeks, and we'll do our very best to, get the best possible results that we can. And if you want to continue after that, you can, but I'll leave that in your court. I'm just going to do my part and fulfill on the 8 weeks that, the half that you paid for. I'll do that, and I'll meet you in the middle.
Okay. So just keep it firm.
Yeah. I would not. No.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's kind of, I'm just like, or is it because you're like having hesitation now because it's like in a month?
Yeah. That's probably
Let's be real, right?
Yeah.
And then the follower ads question, like my kids keep interrupting. I don't know if you noticed, but I'm switching rooms the entire time. Just walking around, like, get away from me. I can't hear anything. But I've heard quite a few people asking about follower ads and stuff. Is that something that I should be looking at? Because I do have a really low follower, but like,
are you booking consistent calls right now? Like everything's good? Yeah, then don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm like so nervous. I'm in like this scarcity mindset. All of a
Yeah.
sudden July 1st hits and I'm like, I hope I can make $10,000 again this month.
You will. And like, you're consistently booking calls. Your content's bringing you in clients. Like if you get to a point where it slows down a little bit, you can come to the call. We can talk about follower ads, but right now everything's moving at the right pace. I don't think you need to worry about it. I would just focus on content mastery.
Okay. Does anyone else feel like that? Like,
yes,
like
everybody.
shitting your pants every first of the month. You're
Who
like,
does? Who shits their pants at the start of the month? They're like, holy shit, how am I going to do that again? I think that's also apparent when every day hack 10. Exactly. Me too. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. Me too. Me fucking too. I have to turn my brain off when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
Literally me too. So it happens to everybody. That's where like the mindset work is so important. And just the affirmations of like, I'm fucking crushing. You come to my mindset calls, right?
No, like Monday mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's like kind of, I can do it now because it was right at drop off for my kids. So it's hard to do that. I like want to be present with them, but yes.
You got to watch those replays then. Cause like, this is the stuff that we talk about. Cause it's like, this, like, I would say entrepreneurship is like 50% strategy, 50% mindset. Not to say that like the strategy isn't important. You need to have good strategy, which is why, you know, our systems are good. But also if you have a really good strategy, but your mindset's not dialed in, it's like, you know, you can have the best strategy in the world. The fat loss client doesn't follow the program because they don't believe in themselves or XYZ. So even if just negative thoughts creep in when you're on a fat loss journey, that those negative thoughts can keep you from doing the things that you need to do to be successful. So I think it's good to have a little bit of like fear, because I think fear drives you. You're like, oh shit, I don't want to have a fucking low month. I think that drives you. I think that's good. I think that's healthy. You just want to make sure that it doesn't get to a point where you're like, oh my God, like I'm not good enough and this is never going to work and da 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 da. So it's
but I'm like, I'm going away. Like I'm doing the West Coast Trail in like, I leave in 12 days and I'm going to be gone for 9 days. And like, I'm off grid. I don't have cell phone reception. So I'm just like,
yeah, that's okay. So just make sure you tell all your clients what you're doing. Just let them know.
Yeah, they all know. I've like always like right from the very beginning on our first phone call. I'm like, just so you know, I'm going to be gone for a week.
I would also honor that. I would give them an extra week on their program. FYI.
Oh, would you?
Oh yeah. If you're not going to be out of communication with them, because why would they pay for you when you're not fucking there?
Everyone just seems so stoked. They're like, this is amazing. Good for you. I wish I was doing that. I'm like, okay.
And I would just go above and beyond and just give them an extra week on their program just for being like, hey, just want to say thank you. I'm going to give you an extra week because I'm gone. I would definitely do that 100%.
Sweet. Okay. I like that.
Cool. You're good.
Awesome. Okay, thank you.
You're going to hit 10K again. It's going to be good.
I know. It's like literally I look at it, I'm like, I already have 3,000 reoccurring. I'm like,
you're good. You're set.
I only need to sell like 5.
Everything you touch turns to gold, Katie. You're a rock star.
Thanks, Brian.
I appreciate you.
Okay, see you.
Talk soon. Peace. What's up, Hack 10? How you doing, brother?
Everything is going great. The win is for the next 6 days. We have 6 clients starting every day. So we are fully booked already. I'm selling for the future.
You've sold 36 clients.
6 clients for the next 6 days.
Oh,
one
6
every day.
Oh, 1 client per day. Got it. Understood. That's fucking sick, bro. Congratulations.
Yeah. The goal is always sell for the future.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
And my question is, so when you go to 5 years ago, when you were a personal trainer, you were
7 years ago.
7 years ago.
It's been a long time now.
You are an online coach. Now you are making more money than you need. You have a couple of people working with you, and you are just comfortable. You are at the top of the tax bracket. If you pay yourself more than half of it will go to the tax man. And how was your mindset? How did you say, oh, I should work more? Or why would I work more? Because my life is not going to change. I have everything I need.
Because I never, ever, that was never the level that I was shooting for. Like I was always shooting to be a millionaire from day one. Like literally from day one, I was like, I will make $1 million with my business. That was like, I had that target in mind from day one. And so when I got to a place where I was doing $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month, like I started asking myself the question, like, how good can this get? It's already good. Don't get me wrong. Like what you just described, bro, is what 99% of people fall into. So like the top 1% of people in the world ever make over $10,000 a month. So if you're making over $10,000 a month, you are in the top 1% of people in the world. 1% of people ever make $10,000 a month. So like, how do you get to the top 0.01% where you're making $100,000 a month? You literally cannot think like everybody else, because 99% of people, when they get to $10,000 a month, are like, cool, I'm chilling. I don't need to go as hard. I don't need to post as much. I'm going to spend some time enjoying my life now. I'm going to spend some time, I'm going to spend some extra time with friends. I'm going to treat myself a little bit more. I'm going to buy the nice car. I'm going to buy the nice watch. I'm going to fucking, lease a car that I can't really afford. I'm going to move into an apartment that I can't really fucking afford. I'm going to, invest all this money in XYZ thing, buy this nice fucking piece of clothing. I never thought like that ever. My whole mindset always at all times was like, I want to grow this fucking big business as big as I can possibly get. And then as soon as I reached a capacity where like I like hit like a roadblock. I hit like this fucking stumbling block and I couldn't grow past that level. I was like, I need to fucking learn more information. So like, who's the next person that has the piece of information that's going to be able to get me to the next level? And then I'd find that person. They'd tell me they were $25,000 and I'm like, done, sign me up. And then I learned all the information that I possibly could in that fucking container to get the business as big as I could possibly get it. And then as soon as I learned all the information, I was like, okay, who's got the next piece of information that's going to take me to the next level? And if it was that mentor, I invested in that next level program. If it wasn't that mentor, if I was already in this highest level program, I found another program. I found another mentor that was 10 steps ahead of me. I never thought like that, ever. As soon as I was making 10 to 15K a month, I was always like, okay, 25K now. And then I made 25K. I was like, okay, 50K now. Then once I hit 50K, I was like, I can hit 100. Then once I hit 100, I was like, I can hit 1 million. And now that I'm at 1 million, I'm like, I can hit 10 million. I always think it's day one. How good can it get? I want to expand. I just want to hit the next level. I want to fucking stretch my capacity to see what I'm capable of. I don't want to fucking settle. That's what everybody else does. I'm a beast, bro. I work on Canada Day. I work on July 4th. I work on Christmas Eve. I'm a fucking animal. I want to do what everybody else isn't willing to do so I can get what everybody else isn't going to get. That's what drives me.
My next question is kind of what we ask in the sales call. So people take an action because of a discomfort, because of something. In the beginning, what was that fire that made you say, I'm going to create $1 million business when you didn't know anything about it and anything that came with it?
It was being an addict. So like what you just said was right. At first, Hacktan, I was running away from myself. I was so afraid that if I stopped moving, that the drug addict would catch up with me. I was so afraid that if I stopped moving, the rock bottom would catch up with me. I was so afraid that if I stopped moving, the old version of me would fucking just take over and then I would lose everything that I had. And that was my driving force for a very, very, very long time. I knew that I wanted to make 1 million, but I was also running away from myself. And then over time, once I got to the level that you're describing, and I no longer had to worry about money and I no longer had to worry about like the old version of me catching up, then I like did the deep internal work. Cause like I knew that I was capable of making 100,000 a month, but also like I was hanging on to a lot of my old shit, a lot of my old self-limiting beliefs, a lot of my own fears, a lot of my own doubts, a lot of my own traumas from my past, a lot of my like self-sabotaging habits. So then I was like, okay, if I want to hit $100,000 a month, I can't hit $100,000 a month as this version of Brian. I have to become a different version of Brian. And then I started doing like the deep mindset work, like the fucking going to therapy every single week for 6 months, the hiring a hypnotherapist, the investing in mindset coaching programs. So like, that's the stuff that got me to the next level mentally. And then when I got to the next level mentally, then I was able to dream bigger and hit the next level. So at first I was running away from myself. I just didn't want to be the drug addict version of Brian. And then as I progressed, I started realizing my potential. And then I needed to let go of some of the negative things that were holding me back, including running away from myself, so that I could step into this new version of me, because I wasn't that version of Brian anymore. I was a different person.
Yeah. I don't know others, but these kind of life stories and memories help me to run my business more than the tactics and stuff. So thank you for sharing this with me. It helped.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for asking. Those were great questions. Anything else I can do for you?
That's all. Thank you.
I appreciate you. Tell Najee I say hi.
Will do.
Peace out. Mr. Maximus, what's going on, brother? Tell me some wins.
Yeah, I got a bunch of wins, dog. Record month, hit 10.3K, 10K month for the first time last month. On my flight from Vegas to Denver, the flight attendant recognized me. He follows me on Instagram and gave me like he walked up to me and like gave me like a little note. And he was like, hey, dude, I fucking love your content. Keep it up. And like gave me like a little like snack box. So that was fucking wild, bro. I was like,
the universe is like, hey, keep going.
Dude, yeah, I was like, I cannot fucking believe that happened. And then last one is Facebook, dude. I had a recipe reel hit. It's at 670K views right now. Another one's at 250K. Another one's at 50K. And my followers doubled. It went from 7K to now I've got like 14.4K on Facebook, which is fucking crazy. I got to figure out how to monetize that platform now, which I guess kind of leads into one of my questions is I got a notification that said that like we're pushing your account more essentially because you're creating good content. So like now all of my fucking CTA videos that were dead on Facebook are now I'm so far behind. ManyChat's not hooked up to any of them. I'm not even familiar with ManyChat. I know I can figure it out, but like, can you backtrack and like hook that up? Like, cause some of these reels are from months ago. So I'm just cooked.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got to go manually.
No what? Fuck. All right. Well, I'll figure it
But
out.
good problems to have. Good problems to have.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So now I don't even do outreach on that platform. So now I have to. So
yes,
that's going to be a new thing. So I guess, yeah, I was talking to Janelle about the outreach. It's a little bit slower, longer term play there. But do you have any suggestions about Facebook? I know IG is your main platform, but I guess like, because I know the way that you post on IG and Facebook is a lot different.
Yeah.
Other than cross-platforming posts, but
yeah. So don't change anything with your posting schedule on Facebook because clearly what the fuck you're doing is working. What you need, like, don't change the system, just optimize it. So when I say optimize it, like your Facebook banner should be optimized so that when people land on your profile, it's like optimized to get them to DM you. That would be your Facebook profile. So like your banner is like fucking jack photo of you, some before and afters, and then say DM me transform for info on coaching programs, something like that. That would be like you want people to DM you. And then it says Maximus, like online coach for whoever the fuck you're an online coach for. And then somewhere in there, make sure you say DM transform for info. And then I would have a link for your application there. So you want to optimize your profile because if 7,000 people followed you, that probably means that 20 to 50 to 100,000 people landed on your profile. And then 7,000 of those people like followed you. So if you can even get like 0.5% of those people to DM you transform, you're going to have so many DMs you can't keep up. So that would be the first thing that I would do. Second thing that I would do, and this is advice that I gave to Brandon Johnson when he started going viral on Facebook, is write an absolute banger post of your best client transformation and pin it on your Facebook profile with a application link in the comments of the post. That way, as all these reels get fucking pushed and all these reels get pushed, then when people come to your profile, the first thing that they see, DM transform, there's a pinned post of your best client transformation. They go to the comments, they apply, and you'll probably get 2 to 3 applications a week just from that. And, you know, even if you sign one client a week from that, that's great. So optimizing your profile for inbound leads would be the thing that I would focus on. In terms of lead generation from Facebook, I'll be honest, I have no fucking idea. I don't do Facebook, but that's what we got Janelle for. So Janelle has lots of ideas and she's doing $300,000 plus per month. So I would ask Coach.
Okay. All right, bet. Yeah. I was looking at my Facebook profile and my header is still the one that I made like the first module in the CLA, bro. It's so bad.
Yeah. So like literally, bro, go to Fiverr and hire somebody that creates fucking absolute, unless, are you good at graphic design or do you suck ass?
I'll figure it out. It's not that hard.
So just make it good. It can't be shit. Make it good. So it's got to be, I would be a jacked photo of you. I'd have 3 of your best client transformations kind of sprawled out. And then I'd say online coach for XYZ, whoever you are, like whoever your avatar is. And then I would say DM transform for info on coaching programs. So it's just completely optimized to get people to DM you.
Okay, perfect. And for those transformations, should I remove the background or does it matter?
I wouldn't remove the background. It makes it look more natural.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, I almost imagine like you're holding it like a deck of cards. You don't have to hold it, but like that's how I imagine the transformation. So there's like one, and then there's one stacked on top, and then there's one that's like kind of like on the
kind of like arcing.
Yeah. That's how I kind of see it.
Okay, bet. Appreciate it. And then my last question is kind of like a mindset thing. Like I'm definitely not in scarcity, but you know, obviously it's like I finally fucking did it. I did the thing, and then it's like now it's like replicating. So I'm just, you know, I'm like looking over what I did the last month, and like I ran a master class. I signed, I guess, 2.5 people because like the winner used his voucher to like, you know, get like a makeup program. So I'm just wondering, like, is that something like masterclass? Should I just start doing those like every month? Like I know Sundar does them like every month, but the recommendation is 6 weeks. You know, maybe do one publicly every month.
You can do once a month. I do once a month.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, bro, you just went viral. Okay. You like, of course you're going to do it again. What do you mean? Of course you're going to do it. And like,
I'm not wondering that. I'm not.
This is the thing is like, this is the trick that your brain will play on you. It's like, how am I going to do this again? That's the trick that your brain will play on. But bro, you just did it. You just did it. And you're going to do it again. So let's do it again.
All right, man.
It is that simple. Let's do it again.
Sir, yes, sir. All right, man. I appreciate you.
Hey, I'm proud of you. All that mindset work you've been putting in fucking finally paid off. The universe rewards.
Bro, I started back with Shannon. Today's day 21. I've been doing self-hypnosis in the morning and doing weekly sessions with her. And like one of the my mantra is every day I create positive intention in my life by showing up with integrity, taking action, and like breaking the income plateau, hitting like all the things that have just been happening were like all the intentions I set on the first fucking program or the first one with her. So it's like, yo, dude, it's fucking crazy.
That's called that deep mindset work, son. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Well done.
I appreciate you, bro.
Hey, it's how good can it get, Max?
Ooh, a lot better than this, baby.
Let's go, bro. I'm proud of you. Keep it up.
Yes, sir. Take it easy, bro.
Peace. All right, you guys, that brings us to the end of today's coaching call. I hope you guys had a fucking great time. I hope you have the best day of your entire life. Thank you guys so much for being my clients. And just want to let you guys know that in 2 weeks' time from now, your boy is hosting the client-only monthly masterclass. All right? So you guys are going to learn some DM shit from me and Janelle. We're going to be talking about DMs, conversions, how to make more money from your DMs, how to get more calls booked. And again, this is for clients only. So that's going to be in 2 weeks on July 11th. So save the date. It's at 5 p.m. PST. Peace, love, and protein, motherfuckers. Have the best day of your entire lives, and I'll talk to you guys in the next coaching call. Bye-bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. Hopefully you got some value. If you did, and you want to learn more about how me and my team can help you scale your online fitness business to $10,000 a month, DM me 10K on Instagram at TheRealBrianMark for more information, and I'll reach out to you to see if I can help you grow an online coaching business.